Hi, thanks for joining me back on the channel, The Throttle Cable. Today I'm going to be swapping out my Porsche 996 head unit, the Porsche CR22, for an aftermarket Bluetooth stereo head unit from Continental. So if you like the sound of that, please continue watching. I'm in the car and I've got the radio free. Now I've used a couple of European generic removal keys here. I bought these from Halfords, but I'm sure you can get them pretty much any way you like. I watched a video online that said you can possibly remove these radios with the file on the back of some nail clippers. And I would say don't try that. After 20 years of that being sat there, it was really, really difficult to move. And I mean a serious tug to get this out. You have to put the radio key removal keys in each side. The point facing inwards as such, like that, as it slides in, and it just contacts with a spring. You can probably see it springing forward and back there. So if I pull this all the way out, I've already disconnected the cables, so it's free. But on the side, you'll see as you move these keys in and out, it connects onto a little rod at the bottom of this spring, and it pulls it in like so. But you actually have to move these outwards, outboard of the unit on each side at the same time, considerably more force than you might think. It almost feels like you're going to break the darn thing, but yeah, once they're pushed in, it was a real snug fit in there. So even once these are released, it's still quite hard to pull the darn thing out. So yeah, I wouldn't try this with a pair of nail clippers if I were you, unless, I don't know, you put silicone spray all around your radio unit to help it slide in and out easy. It's not quite that straightforward, but once you've got the keys, one each side, at least you've got a little circle here so you can get your finger through it and give it a good pull. Back in the garage, I've got the radio out, the CR22. I've got it lined up next to the new Continental radio that's going in, and yeah, pretty obvious how different they are in size, because the new Continental unit is just an FM radio and then a Bluetooth music streamer. Doesn't need the depth of the old one. And that got me thinking, I could have here an unexpected weight saving in the car. So I grabbed out the kitchen scales and I'm going to have a quick look to see what the changeover is. There's extra bits that need to go in with this one. There is the surround, the fascia, just to make it look nice in the car. There's a couple of cables which I may or may not put in. These are for a microphone for the telephone reception. But I've heard most people say that the mic actually on the front of this unit is good enough to take a phone call, so not sure whether I'm going to need them or not, but I'll weigh them anyway. And then lastly is the harness, the wiring harness from Connects2, which I'm told will convert my radio wiring in the car to a standard ISO, which I need on the back of this head unit. Now my car has the amplifier in the front of the car, but it's not a fibre optic car because it's an early 98-99 car. It's just got the normal cabling, so hopefully it should be a relatively straightforward process. But here we go, let's have a look at the weights. So first up, the Porsche radio. So that is tipping the scales about 1 kilo 450. So 1 kilo 450 plays against, let's have a look, let's put the cables in first, so it's got something to balance on. And then the radio on top. There we go, so we're just under a kilo, maybe 975. So that's almost half a kilo weight saving. God damn it, I can eat more burgers and it's not going to affect the performance of my car. Back in the car, I'm just doing a little test fit of the wiring harness to see how everything goes together. So the intention is to get everything down to these two ISO blocks that should go in the back of the car. The Connects2 harness, it's allowing me to run the standard, if you like, wiring without having to cut or splice anything. So the standard wiring out the car is there. We've got to convert it into this. Because my head unit is running into an amplifier at the front, and I've only got speaker line level outs on my head unit, they're going to be going into apparently this clever box of tricks, which converts it back down to an RCA type line out, which is what this block is here in this nice Becker Porsche quite unique specific connector block. So they're actually where the speaker cables are. So if you look in the ISO block on the back, there's no speaker out here at all, which you'll have if you don't have the amplifier in the front of the car. Additionally, it's probably worth noting these two other blocks, they're not used, but they're just kept tidy in here. These are for the Becker CD changer and data bus, which controls the sound system. So how am I getting on? Well, I've got everything connected. The test fit has gone well. All of the bullet connectors that weren't connected when the harness arrived, but obviously they were designed to be connected. I've needed to connect all these. I've got a remote on for the amp, which is driving the amp in the front of the car, and then to this little box of tricks, which is converting my line level output. There is a switched and a permanent live. So with all of those on, everything works on switched power and as expected. And yeah, it seems like a nice little header unit. I haven't set up Bluetooth yet, but I plugged in the radio and just set up some channels to test the sound. So yeah, there we are. Well, I've got the radio back in and it looks brilliant. It looks like a factory piece of equipment. It doesn't look like an aftermarket head unit at all, which is exactly what I was going for. So a couple of pointers on the installation. I ended up taking out the climate unit above just to give me more access into the cabling behind the unit. You would have seen that line level, the black box line level converter, which is part of the harness, plus the actual harness itself, and then the original Porsche cabling. So there's quite a lot of bits to arrange behind the head unit itself. Really helpful, this being such a short head unit. There's loads and loads of space, so nothing is trapped or tight. But just by taking that out, it gave me the chance to physically place things exactly where I wanted them to make it nice and easy to slide back out in the future if need be. To pop out the climate unit, again, this is really simple. There's a little black bezel which is just hold on with two rubber push fit grommets. You literally pop it off, and then you've got two self-tapping screws left and right, about a 30mm long, that you just unscrew, slide the unit out, unclip the cables, and you've got all of that space then to get in behind it. Also on the side of the head unit, back in the recess, you'll see a brown and blue cable that is part of the anti-theft system of the car. And there's a little tab on the side of the original Porsche Becker head unit, which makes a circuit with that tab. So when you remove the radio, it thinks there's been a theft, essentially, and it stops the car from starting. You'll just hear the car start and then cut out straight away. What you need to do is disconnect that cable and just wrap it up in some insulation electrical tape, just so it can't contact anywhere. That'll stop the system from thinking somebody has stolen the radio and stopping the car from driving. One other point that I noted, I read online before that some people struggled to get their cage back in this DIN slot, and they'd filed out each side of the unit. Well, you don't need to do that. It's tight. The tolerances are marginal. It's really, really fine. And I had to essentially get one side in and then get one bottom corner in, and then slightly squeeze the cage to get this top corner in. But once it was seated and pushed back, it fits perfectly. I pretty much didn't need to put any trim tabs on there to stop the cage from coming back out, but I pushed two in left and right to make sure it's locked in place and it's not going to slide out or move anywhere. But overall, it's an absolutely great job. I tested the radio, it works great. The sound quality, I'd say, is slightly better than the old Porsche unit I've removed. I've rung the missus on the phone and she seems to think the sound quality of just talking is really good. I didn't end up fitting the additional microphone. I've just left it like that to try for now. So maybe I'll come back once I've tested driving the car around a bit more to see if we need any extra support for that sound quality. And I've also used it to stream music. I've used Spotify. It works absolutely perfectly. Bluetooth music in the car, exactly what I wanted, without losing that look and feel of a 90s classic. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask, and if you like what I'm doing, please support the channel, subscribe. I'm going to be doing a few more projects. Next up is actually center console delete, which I'm going to be doing in the next few days to give myself some extra leg room and make the car a bit more sporty feeling inside. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you got this far, I really appreciate it, and keep a watch on the rest of the channel.